Daniel Jones, through 3 preseason games, has looked pretty good. Understand it's the preseason, but as a former great quarterback, what's been your impression of Daniel Jones?
Well, I think Daniel Jones came out of college ready to play. I look at him a lot like I did Andrew Luck. I mean, they had a great pedigree. They spent, the more than just 1 year in college. We see a lot of guys coming out after 1 year of success. We have that with Dwayne Haskins. Daniel looks like a guy that's played a fair amount of football. He's basically been trained by the Mannings. He went to the Manning passing camp. He's with Eli, so he's going to continue to learn. But I like everything I see about him. I think he's going to be a star in this league.
If you listen to everybody from the Giants organization, they have never even let the idea that Daniel Jones would start the season creep into anybody's mind. But looking at their performances in the preseason, Daniel Jones, in my opinion, has looked better than Eli, and I think the numbers would back that up. If you were going by just the ability to win games, should Daniel Jones start the season at quarterback for the Giants?
I do not believe that any rookie in the situations that Washington has and New York has should start the season. There's so much more to the quarterback position than these guys get a chance to see in preseason. It's like I call it Ned the first grade reader. Everything is very vanilla. Everybody is very simple. You don't get a lot of blitzes, although, the Jets decided they wanted to go after the Falcons a week ago. And that's Greg Williams. And we know it, Greg's just, put your hard hat on because look out, here I come. I think in the case of Daniel and Dwayne, they're much better served on a long-term basis to get a chance to understand football. I call it the Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes syndrome. Do what Patrick did. Let him sit a year. Let him learn how to study. Let him learn how to play the game of professional football at this level. Then let him go out and earn the job.
Particularly with Daniel Jones, because the numbers have looked so, they've been impressive. 25 for 30, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, 83% completion percentage. It looks great. Are people going too far now in anointing him now the next great quarterback, and this guy is now can't miss after people were upset that the Giants drafted him? So has the pendulum swung too far the other way?
Yeah, Giant fans are fickle. Let's face it. I mean, all fans are fickle, especially you, Michael. Oh, by the way, just thought I'd throw that out there for you. You're a little fickle there.
True.
It's like I'm curious. Is this the fans asking these questions, or is this you asking these questions,
This
representing
is
the
Giants.
fans of the New York Giants? Yeah, I got you covered. No, I think you can't get too excited, and you can't get too disappointed. Eli's been there a long time. Eli knows what's going on. Eli will play the kind of football that he's played. I mean, let's face it. The last couple of years have been tough on him. And I've always said this. You hear me say this constantly. The quarterback position is the single most dependent position on the field. Daniel he's a young guy, got a good arm, moves around well. Evidently, like I said, he's had great pedigree. He played a lot of football at Duke. He had great teachers there. He's got a great mentor with him around him. So, I wouldn't expect anything but that against very simplistic defenses. But then all of a sudden, what happens when the game gets to change to a different speed, when the complications start, when the complexity of what he's facing looks a whole lot different? And every kid goes through it. Peyton Manning threw 29 interceptions his rookie season. And I don't, so throwing him out there, you worry about getting him beat up physically and mentally.
Any cause for concern with how Dwayne has looked when he's been out there?
No, he's just going through a process. I mean, there's a lot to learn. There's the verbiage, there's the communication, there's the study habits. Throwing the football, he throws the football great. You can stand and watch him throw the ball all day, and it's just beautiful. His footwork gets a little away from him at times. His footwork coming away from the line of scrimmage needs to be polished a little bit more. But you're talking about a guy who played 13 games at the college level. This is the difference between Daniel and Dwayne. The years of experience at the college level, where you can refine those things before you get to this level. And now he's going through that process. But I like a lot of things about him. And again, he's facing defenses that are very simplistic. So it would serve him very well to be able to play behind Case for a year. I mean, last year we went through 4 quarterbacks in 4 weeks. So if we can keep somebody on the field and then let the competition begin next year where it's a little bit more of a level playing field.
Joe, you know the NFC East as well as anybody. Who wins this division this year?
You're going to love this, buddy. Not the Giants.
Oh, I know that.
I like, you know what? I said this last night coming home when I was talking to some people. I think the Redskins can win this division. I
Really?
think, well, when you look at the football, everybody's got a little bit of a hole. You know, the Eagles, Carson, can he stay healthy? Yes, and it's a heck of a running back division, to be honest with you. With Howard in Philadelphia, Saquon in New York, Zeke maybe or maybe not, or Pollard down in Dallas, and of course we have Darius Geis and Adrian Peterson. So when you look at this division, you know people I think are going to run the football a little bit more. You got a couple of young quarterbacks in the division as well. So what I look at as I listen, I listen to people and I watch this. I just think that I just like the Redskins. I think nobody's given us any credit. Nobody's given us any props whatsoever. They have them winning 3 games. They have them finishing last in the division, and it's fine to be under the radar. Giants a little bit like that as well.